Okay, Paul again here from EMD Automotive, caring for Sydney. Okay, let me show you why I have to remove this intake manifold out to clean. And the reason why I always I have to replace this intake manifold gasket. So this is bank 2. This is bank 2. If you're standing in front of on the Porsche where the pulleys are, front of the engine, on the Boxster it's facing the front, on the 911 it's facing the back. So if you're standing at the front, bank 1's on your left, bank 2, so spark plug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright? 6 and 3 is the one that's next to the gearbox. Alright, let's have a look at the actual reason why. I'm trying to show you, see. Because there's oil inside here, I showed you earlier on, there's oil inside here on the vapor separator. The reason why, so when you put a brand new separator in there, what happened, the whole intake's full of oil. So the oil goes back and forth when you start the car up, and there's still, and one more thing, there's still oil in the line here. A lot of times there's oil, a lot of oil in that little line here, and there's a lot of oil in here, here. That's where you can see all the oil marks here, the light sweat of oil, because there's oil inside here, and they're leaking down to here, and they leak down the bottom. And you put a brand new separator, all the oil goes back into the brand new separator and damage the oil, the diaphragm, rubber diaphragm inside there, and then ruin the actual brand new separator. That's why every time I take the engine out, I just put a brand new one of those. So because there's oil already in there, and if I clean that and use the old one, it's going to be oil going from there to there. So there's no point. So, but I'll show you anyways. Have a look at this side here. See how it's a little bit starting to be damp here from the oil and the plastic, but it's pretty clean here. All right, see how it's clean, very clean. All right. So bank 2 is nice and clean. All right, let's compare this to bank 1. Look at bank 1. This is bank 1. Look at the oil. Look at the oil around here. That's not fuel, it's oil. So the oil is leaking through the actual gasket, leaking through the housing in here. Look how dirty it is down there. So the back one is alright, but those two front ones, 1 and 2, you see the oil underneath here. So look underneath there. That's what happened, they leak. Because there's oil inside the intake manifold, of course it's going to go into the rubber and start to actually make the car run rough in the future. So that's why I always take it out, clean everything properly, and actually put it back together with a brand new separator. At the same time, I change the actual hoses and the vent lines inside here because they're all broken. I've got all my hoses like these ones from Germany already, so now I'm going to start the assembly. I'll pause it there and I'll take the intake off because it's ready to come off. Alright, have a look at the intake manifold. Look at all this. Look at the oil. Look at the oil leak coming from the vapor separator. So this is already gone already. Have a look inside there. Look at the oil. That should be smooth. Look how rough that is. Look at that. Look at that, see? There's about probably 1.2 mil of layer of dirt or just oil collection or carbon. I say carbon's the right word, sorry. Carbon. And look at the seal here. Look at the seal. Look at that corner there. See how it's flush, just flat. Look at that one there. Look at the seal. See that? Look at that part there. Look at that corner there. Should be green. Oil is already starting to eating it away, see? That one there as well, see? And this is the reason why I always take it out and clean it. Takes longer to do the job, but, I mean, when I do my job, I just pretend it's my car, so if I'm working on my car and I want something to be perfect and at least 99.9% good, I want to do it properly. Let's have a look at the ports. Look at that. That is from the oil separator. All this time the oil just leaking into there slowly. Slow leak into the ports. That's bank 2, this is bank 1. Have a look at bank 1. Look at that. Bank 2, sorry, number cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3. Alright, I've got to clean that up and put some duct tape over, sorry, some tape in there to clean, to stop anything from going back in. But let's have a look at that. See? Look at this one here. There's oil inside here. So I'm going to replace this. Look at this hose here. See that? That hose there is already starting to crack, nearly burst. It's going to burst out, break off. So a customer will drive the car and that hose go bang and there's coolant everywhere. Alright? That's why I always take the intake out to check everything properly. I don't just rush into the job and then finish it and then give it back to the customer without checking it properly. I'm going to check all the resistance, the wire here. See all the resistance. I'm going to check all the resistance back to the actual main harness. That's one thing I do. And then I've got to check all the resistance of the injectors here. And I'm going to put a vacuum tool here and activate this by removing air this way, and to see if it's holding pressure. So if it's holding vacuum. If it's not holding vacuum, then I got a new one of those. Then I have to get a new one. All right, I'll do that later. I'll show you a video, another video, and then I'll check the primary and secondary of the coil, or each one, to see which one is very close to being dead. Some of the ignition coil, this is the original one, but some of the ignition coils, they can still function properly because they're still within the tolerance from the factory. But when you actually put the gap there, it's not really that good. So the only way to do it is check the resistance of the primary and the secondary coil inside here, and then we'll go from there. All right. Look at this clutch here. That's the AC compressor. It's made by Denso. These ones. So I'm going to get a brand new one. And get some new O-rings. A lot of stuff I have to do and check on the car before I actually do the job. I think that's the best way anyway. Alright? I'll keep the video nice and not too long, so otherwise. So if you got a Boxster, you're wondering where the actual sensors are, so I'll let you know by now. I'll do a quick rundown by now. This one here is your oil level sensor. The one behind the actual AC compressor is your oil level sensor. That one there is your NOx sensor. That one there should be 2. One on bank 1, which is that one there. That one there is the NOx sensor bank 1. This is your NOx sensor bank 2. Oil level sensor. Your starter motor. That one goes that way, sorry. Your starter motor is here. I'm going to take it out and lubricate the actual inside there. I'll check the resistance as well, make sure they're good. If they're bad, I'll let the customer know, because it's so hard doing the car. Not that hard, but very fiddly job doing the car. You got to take a lot of stuff off just to get to it. I'm going to check the vacuum canister. That's your vacuum canister if you're looking for it. I'm going to check that, make sure that's good. I'm going to get a new valve. That one's gone. If you have oil inside the valve there, throw in the bin, get a new one. They're not that expensive. The ignition coils here. Camshaft sensor here. For bank 2. And camshaft sensor here. For bank 1. Cam solenoid here for bank 1. If you have valve lift, it will be here, but there's no valve lift on this one. Same here. Cam solenoid for bank 2 here. There's no valve lift, but if you have valve lift, it will be here as well. Alright. Oil cooler. AC oil cooler is right there. AC compressor here. Solenoid for actuating the actual intake runner. That's that solenoid there. is activated by the DME, which turns this guy on and off. Sometimes you rev the car to about 3,000 and you hear like a sort of rattle noise. It's this one here, that's that noise you're hearing. But if you hear a screeching noise, it's that little piston pump there, that one there. I've got a video on that as well. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Coolant temperature sensor, it's right here, right there. Anything else? No, I think that's pretty much it. Your throttle body obviously is the front there. Throttle body is just there, and the connector for the throttle body is here. The one-way valve is to stop oil from getting into the system and damaging the other stuff here. The engine speed sensor, it goes on the gearbox here, and the connector is right there. Alright, I think that's pretty, and the alternator, alternator is right there. Connector is here, that goes to the starter motor. They share the same connector, the same power. So the power from the alternator goes to here, which is they split. In one goes to the alternator, and the B plus goes to the starter motor here. And that's your solenoid wire here. That's a little solenoid wire to activate the starter motor. Vacuum lines, oil separators right there, right here on the back of bank 1. Power steering pump is right here, and your pulleys are there, and your AC lines right there. Alright? Okay, if I missed something, let me know on the comments. But I think that's pretty much it. Alright? Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.